So then I was thinking about this pursuit of truth. The other lies that we tell all the time, that happens all the time, is about adverts. If you think of most of the adverts you see on television, a lot of them are verging on fraudulent. The lies that they tell, that when they vacuum up a substance on the floor, you know, to make out that the vacuum cleaner works, and that it was a very clean carpet, and they've just poured on that powder or that sauce at that very moment, and then they've hooved it up. Or when they do cleaning of the oven, and it's a clean oven, and they've just gone and got a clean oven, they put a bit of grease or oil on it, and then they've used their cleaning product to make us think that, oh yeah, this cleans. And then when you buy these things, and then you try to clean, and you're scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, and it's not coming off, or you're hoovering and it's not coming off when you put whatever. Obviously, we know these things aren't true, but we see them all the time, and yet we accept that because that's advertisements, that's advertising, that's allowed. You know, it's allowed to lie, to be misleading. It's like all these chemicals that they introduce to women that they need to buy, for them to look young or to do this or to that and the other. And I'm sure a lot of it hasn't even been scientifically checked, whether it even does these things, and a lot of the way they word things, suggests that it will do something, but it might not do. And then when they see someone, like Watchdog or whatever program, they check it and then they find out, no, it doesn't do half of these things. Well, yeah, so they're lying to us all the time. So there's another one of these, like, in plain sight lies that is part of our life that you just wonder that why do we have so many lies in our life? You've got advertisements, you've got journalism and media. There's a lot of lying when it comes to reporting things, so that they be more extreme, or they misreport things, or they don't bother to cover the whole story. There's many times I'll be shouting at the television, what about this, what about that? And I'm sure I'm not the only one who does that, you can see it quite blatantly. There was a good thing on Sheeps and Neeps did recently on YouTube. He did, it was on Friday, or was it the week before, the one that got banned? Now is it the 21st of March 2018, so you can check either it was the one that got banned or the one this week on Friday. Sheeps and Neeps channel, he went through a whole program. I think it might have been broadcast on the BBC, but it looked like it was Australian, and had Brian Cox, and he went through it in detail how it was manipulated, that the audience would only clap when Brian Cox, you could see that the audience was specifically picked, and the other one was just laughed at when he said certain things. And it's obvious. There's lots of times when you stop disbelieving, it's almost like life is like being in a movie, that you have to suspend your disbelief. But then when you realise that you're in the movie and you start looking, and you see all this stuff, all of it, so you've got adverts, you've got movies, we all know movies lie all the time when, someone gets killed and then and it's pain-free. And what else do you have? You have Father Christmas, you have the Tooth Fairy, you have Easter bunnies. The fact that in schools they teach theories as fact, such as gravity. Our life is surrounded by falsehoods, but no one says that. And yet we do deep down know it if we actually analyse it.